On October 13, 2025, inside the Israeli Knesset, a striking moment unfolded that captured the intersection of power, money, and diplomacy. Former U.S. President Donald Trump, mid-speech, paused to acknowledge Miriam Adelson, the Israeli-American billionaire philanthropist. As she stood, the chamber erupted in applause, a public nod to her influence across continents. Trump, with his trademark bravado, joked, "Look at her, so innocent. She's got $60 billion in the bank." The room laughed, and Adelson gestured playfully, but the message was clear. Her financial power translates into political leverage. Trump recounted asking her, "What do you love more, the United States or Israel?" She refused to answer, hinting at her deep ties to both nations. He noted the Adelsons' frequent White House visits, calling Sheldon very aggressive but very supportive, and joked he'd come in through the window if needed. This wasn't just nostalgia. It was a testament to the Adelsons' relentless push to put their pro-Israel agenda at the top of U.S. foreign policy. The moment in the Knesset was more than theater. It was a public acknowledgement of Miriam Adelson's enduring influence. Her presence and Trump's words underscored how one individual's wealth and conviction can shape the course of international politics. Before her political ascent, Miriam Adelson was a dedicated physician, born in Tel Aviv in 1945. She built a career in medicine, specializing in addiction, a passion that would later define her philanthropy. Her life changed dramatically after meeting Sheldon Adelson, the American casino magnate, in the late 1980s. Their 1991 marriage launched a partnership that fused his business empire with her Zionist ideals and medical expertise. Together, they founded the Adelson Research Clinic in Las Vegas, focusing on opioid addiction, earning Miriam the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2018. After Sheldon's death in 2021, Miriam became the majority owner of Las Vegas Sands, steering the family's fortune and influence. She proved herself a shrewd leader, ensuring the Adelson legacy and its political impact endured. Far from retreating, Miriam emerged as one of the world's most powerful political donors, driven by her deep-rooted beliefs and vision for Israel and the U.S. Miriam and Sheldon Adelson's influence on Trump's Middle East policy was foundational. Trump himself credited them for his most consequential pro-Israel decisions, especially the recognition of Jerusalem as Israel's capital. The Adelsons weren't just donors, they were active policy advocates, using their access and financial clout to push a hardline agenda. Their relentless lobbying turned a long-standing campaign promise into a historic policy shift, reshaping the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. As the largest donors to Trump's 2016 campaign and the GOP, they secured a seat at the table, ensuring their priorities were front and center. Their frequent White House visits were strategic, not social, keeping their agenda in Trump's sights. The Adelson effect became a case study in how private citizens, armed with wealth and focus, can steer superpower policy. Their model: massive donations, personal relationships, and unwavering advocacy. The result: tectonic changes in U.S. foreign policy, with lasting repercussions for the Middle East. The Adelson success redefined what political influence could look like in America. The U.S. recognition of Jerusalem as Israel's capital was the crown jewel of the Adelsons' political efforts. Announced by Trump in December 2017, it broke decades of precedent and international consensus. For the Adelsons, this was historical justice, a cause they championed relentlessly. Their advocacy was personal and persistent, with financial support often tied to this key pledge. The embassy's opening in May 2018 was a triumph. The Adelsons sat front row, their influence undeniable. For Miriam, it was the realization of a lifelong Zionist dream, cemented by U.S. power. The move sparked global condemnation and deadly protests, but the Adelsons saw it as a necessary correction. Critics called it destabilizing, but for the Adelsons, it was a moral imperative. They believed peace required the world to accept Jerusalem's status as Israel's heart. The embassy move was a public victory for their vision, and a turning point in U.S.-Israel relations. The Adelsons' influence extended beyond Jerusalem. They pressed Trump to recognize Israeli sovereignty over the Golan Heights, arguing it was vital for Israel's security. In March 2019, Trump signed the proclamation, another major win for the Adelsons' pro-Israel agenda. Miriam's advocacy didn't stop at policy. After the 2023 Hamas attacks, she worked behind the scenes to prioritize the return of Israeli hostages. Her connections and persistence reportedly helped keep the issue at the forefront of U.S. diplomatic efforts. On October 13, 2025, as Trump praised her in the Knesset, the last hostages were returned, a poignant coincidence. Miriam's role in these negotiations showcased her influence not just in shaping grand policy, but in resolving urgent human crises. Her actions further solidified her status as a guardian of Israeli interests. After Sheldon's death, Miriam Adelson took command of the Las Vegas Sands empire, selling off Vegas assets for $6.25 billion in 2022. This pivot freed up capital and signaled a shift toward lucrative Asian markets. With new liquidity, Miriam expanded her reach, most notably by acquiring a majority stake in the Dallas Mavericks in 2023. This wasn't just a business move, it was a strategic leap into the world of sports, amplifying her public profile. Owning an NBA team gave her cultural capital and access to new networks of influence. The move diversified the family's assets and softened her image from political power broker to cultural figure. Miriam's business acumen ensured the Adelson fortune continued to grow, fueling her political and philanthropic ambitions. Her ventures, from casinos to basketball, are the financial engine behind her enduring influence. Miriam Adelson's power is most visible in political finance, where she and Sheldon became the GOP's top benefactors. Their approach: invest in candidates who champion their core issues, especially Israel's security. Since 2015, the Adelsons have poured over $600 million into Trump and Republican causes, reshaping campaign finance. In 2024, Miriam's super PAC spent $106 million to boost Trump's comeback bid, a strategic investment for policy influence. Her donations are transactional. Support for Trump yielded the Jerusalem embassy and Golan Heights recognition. Critics argue this blurs the line between money and foreign policy, but for Miriam, it's a logical use of resources. Her influence extends beyond the presidency. She funds congressional candidates, think tanks, and advocacy groups aligned with her vision. By nurturing a network of like-minded politicians, she embeds her agenda deep within the GOP. Miriam's checkbook enforces ideological discipline, making her a gatekeeper of conservative foreign policy. The October 7, 2023, Hamas attacks hardened Miriam Adelson's already staunch pro-Israel stance. Through her newspaper, Israel Hayom, her editorials became more uncompromising, demanding moral clarity and unwavering resolve. She called for the dismissal of critics of Israel's military response, framing dissent as support for terror. In stark columns, she labeled foreign supporters of Hamas as enemies dead to us, echoing a broader hardening in Israeli society. Adelson used her media platform to shape public opinion, amplifying a message of defiance. She dismissed pro-Palestinian campus protests in the U.S. as dangerous and anti-Semitic, supporting harsh crackdowns. For her, the conflict confirmed that Israel's survival depends on overwhelming strength and U.S. support. The events eliminated any space for compromise in her worldview, fueling her mission to ensure leaders in both countries adopt her unyielding stance. Miriam Adelson's mission has only intensified. Her influence now stands on its own, driven by conviction and strategy. She sees herself as a guardian of the U.S.-Israel relationship and the Jewish people. At a 2025 campaign event, she urged Jewish voters to support Trump, framing it as a sacred duty amid rising global hostility. Her message blends faith, identity, and politics, transforming endorsements into moral imperatives. Today, Miriam is one of the most influential non-elected figures in U.S. and Israeli politics. Her wealth and media ownership give her a voice rivaling heads of state, shaping discourse on two continents. Her business moves, like buying the Mavericks, expand her cultural reach, while her donations secure political access. Trump's Knesset shout-out was a public coronation. Miriam is now a central character in global politics. Her story is a testament to the power of conviction and resources to shape history, with her influence set to endure for years to come.